Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. Um, today we're going to talk about positivity. Ironically, not feeling very positive right now. Hi, Victoria. How are you? Hi, Ellie. I, for some reason, I had set up this live stream on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, on YouTube. I set it up on YouTube, and it all looked to be fine. And then when I went to go live, it just all went wrong for me. So I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we're gonna be positive. Hi, Flink Link, how are you? Um, and another ironic thing that happened to me was that just before I scheduled this, I hopped on YouTube just to reply to some comments, and there were, just a few. I won't say like negative comments, but like slightly judgmental comments. So that threw me off my game a little bit. So yeah, clearly the universe is trying to thwart my efforts to be positive. It won't work. Hi, hello, hi Valerina. Thanks for coming back. Hi Valerie, you're in Utah. Nice. Utah is so beautiful. Ellie says, great sweater. Thank you. I was wearing the same sweater as yesterday, but I changed it just for this live stream. Pretty lucky. Gotta love the haters. Yeah, I don't like it. Wasn't necessarily a hate comment, but just like sort of a, why are you doing this? I get a few comments like, oh, you looked so much better when you had this type of hair, and why did you change to this? Like this other thing was so much better, and yeah, things like that. I mean, they come from a good place, but they're yeah. um, so yeah, listen, it's not gonna break me. So I'm here. I'm still smiling. So yeah, I thought I would share some positivity stuff with you today. I did a little exercise last night that really helped me. Not actual physical exercise because, no. Actually, I spoke to a girl last night through DM, and I was saying like the COVID-19 is like the 19 probably stands for the 19 pounds that I'm going to gain throughout this like virus quarantine time. Yeah, I'm just eating all the crap, all the crap. Karina, hi from Germany. I love your channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's lovely to hear. And thank you for everyone. I see all your comments. Hi, Crafty565. I see all your lovely comments. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Just sometimes it's hard to, when you get a stream of not horrible comments, but just ones that are kind of not the most lovely, put it that way. Anyway, Seneca's on article this morning about how not to overeat while this is going on. Send it my way because I clearly need it. Elsa, love from Portugal. Love right back to Portugal. It's been a few years since I've been to Portugal. Probably 4 at this stage, but I've been to Portugal about 4 times. Let me see. Okay, so I think I'll just dive in because there are like a flood of comments and questions and things coming in. But I want to just like get to the good stuff straight away, or get to the the meat of the content. So before I start, so I wanted to share like a little thing that I did last night that really helped me. But before that, I want to try and just like explain, because I think some people feel that positivity is kind of when you ignore all the bad stuff and you just bury your head in the sand and you live in fantasy land, that you're just la 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 la, everything is great. And that's not what it is. Positivity is, acknowledging and accepting that bad things are happening. But thank you for the hearts on Instagram. Yay. It's acknowledging and accepting that those things are happening, but choosing to remain positive and remain hopeful and look for the good in things. And I think one of the main ways that helps us is because when you come from a place of positivity and a place of love and a place of hope, and a place of looking to the future and looking forward to the future, then you can make decisions based on that. You can make, yay, little hearts, yay. You can make decisions that are, people on YouTube right now are like, oh. But you can make decisions from a place of love and from a place of action, like positive action, taking steps. If you feel that the future is hopeful, you're more inclined to work towards that brighter future and to do things that will ensure that brighter future and to take action. If you come from a place of fear and negativity and kind of thinking that there's no point, then you're not going to do anything. And it becomes this vicious cycle where you don't do anything, maybe nothing improves, or you're focusing on things that are outside of your control. And that doesn't lead anywhere good. So being positive is not just about burying your head in the sand. It's about knowing that one way or another, we will get through this, that there is a future, that we can build a bright future, that we can rebuild, and it's taking the steps that are necessary to get there. So I hope that makes sense. I know that some people feel that, positive people are not realistic people, but it's just acknowledging that there is a great big gray cloud, but still choosing to focus on the silver lining in that cloud and to focus on the good things. Um, so yeah, does that make sense to everyone? I hope it does. Um, and then yeah, so the little exercise that I did last night that really helped me was to sit down, because I think right now, obviously, it's a time of great uncertainty. It's a time of great change. And I was watching a video by Lavender yesterday. If you don't know Lavender, she's Eileen Zhu, but she goes by Lavender on YouTube and Instagram and pretty much everywhere. But she said that the word that she used was transformation, that this was a transformative time. And that word really struck me. So I sat down last night and because I've been saying to friends, I cannot picture how the world is going to look in a few months' time. I can't picture how my life will look in a few months' time. I can't picture how the world in general will look in a few months' time. And I don't think any of us can. But what I can do is sit down and write down how I want the world to be after all of this passes. What do I want for the world? What do I want for my life? What are the things that I hope to change for the better because of this? That was really, really helpful for me. So basically, how do I see the world being transformed in a good way because of this? And then I wrote a second list, which was kind of more looking back rather than looking forward. But what are the positive lessons that I have learned from this time so far? And one of the big ones was that a lot of people, like there are a lot of good people in the world. I think times like this bring out the good and bad in us. They bring out the extremes. Obviously, a lot of fear and uncertainty and taking toilet paper. um, but that's an understandable fear, that there won't be enough to go around. I get that, but it also brings out the best in people, and the people who are helping, the people who are checking in on neighbors, the people who are social distancing and who are self-isolating, the nurses and doctors, just everyone who works in like emergency services or anything like that. Those people are heroes. There are doctors and nurses who retired who are now coming out of retirement to help. There are student nurses and doctors who are stepping up to help out, unpaid. There are people volunteering their time, their services, their money. But yes, so one thing I have learned is there is still a lot of good in the world. And something that hit me, because I wrote down, there are still a lot of good people in the world. And then afterwards I wrote down, and I'm one of them. I'm actually going to tear up. I think for a long time I've considered myself quite a selfish person. that I kind of live in my own bubble. I work from home and I'm not a very sociable person. So, I don't make an effort to go out and talk to people and see people and stuff like that. And I felt quite selfish because of that. But I think now I've realized that's not the person that I am. I have helped out. I have shopped for my neighbors. I have, offered to help out if they need anything. I've offered to bring out their bins. I check in on them. Yeah, that it has been comforting for me, I guess. Um, so yeah, that was something, but yeah, like the 2 lists that I wrote, one was like how I want the world to be transformed in a positive way because of this. What is the brighter future that I envision, that I hope will come to pass because of this? All these little hearts, like, just making my day right now, honestly. Um, and then, what have I learned? What are the positive lessons that I have already learned from this that I can, take heart in? There were many. I mean, there was a long list of things, but that was a big personal thing for me. Um, so yeah, maybe try that if you're feeling that, things are very uncertain for you and you feel that you're in that place of fear and worry. And it's hard not to at times, but focusing on the brighter future that you envision and focusing on the things that you have learned, the thing that this terrible time has taught us. Um, Hi everyone. I'm missing so many comments and stuff, so I'm going to go back and see if I can get through some of them now. But I hope that was helpful for somebody out there. Um, Chantal says, I agree, the crisis will be less polluted, at least something to be happy about. The fact that there are like clearer waters, clearer skies, that is definitely something to be grateful for. Writing a gratitude list also. I This is kind of a strange one for me. I've talked about this previously in a video, if you saw that, where I said that when I was going through postnatal depression with my daughter, every day I would write down 3 things I was grateful for. And at the time, it just felt like an exercise. It was just something I was doing. I didn't really feel gratitude at the time. I didn't feel that it made me feel any better at the time. But looking back, afterwards, after I came through it and I found those pages and I went through them, then I found it incredibly uplifting because looking back, I had this tendency to view that time as just, pure blackness, pure darkness, um, that I was really struggling and there were no bright lights at all during that time. But when I looked back and saw that every day, even though I was going through that terrible time, every day I found something to be grateful for. It means that looking back, I don't feel as robbed of that time with my daughter. I don't feel that it took everything from me because that was a little hole that I was digging for myself. That time really took everything from me. But when I looked back at those lists, I saw that it didn't. And, there's a common phrase that goes around that says depression lies. And that was very true for me. Like, even after I came out of it, looking back, I still had this mentality in my head that everything sucked, like everything was horrible. I had, like, there were no good days. I had no connection with my daughter. I spent no quality time with her. Um, But looking back at the gratitude lists, I realized that was wrong. Like, depression did lie to me back then and still tried to continue to lie to me. Um, so yeah, I that was a bit of a tangent, but honestly, these hearts are, people on YouTube are just seeing me do this. But the hearts on Instagram are really, that are really making my day right now, honestly. Um, Stacey, you are one of them. Thank you for your response the other day. It meant the world to me. Um, you are very, very welcome. I hope it helped. I really do. Um, Stacey and I had like a DM conversation. Susan, there are some people who work full time and kids are in school, so that now they're home full time. They've no idea how much they use of toilet paper, paper products. This is new to them, so they overbuy. Yeah, I think because we haven't been in this situation before, like people don't know what to do. They want to be prepared, and that's the way they know how. Like you're focusing on things you can control, like the things that you can buy and consume and stock up on, and I feel like a lot of it as well is like sometimes the more you buy, it means that you won't have to go back out for a longer time. So you can self isolate for a longer time. So I definitely see where people are coming from. I don't think like fighting people for toilet paper is the way to go. But I can see that it just comes from a place of fear. It's a very primal fear that you will be left behind. Um, yeah. So, um, let me see. Blue Gypsy, I think negativity is unrealistic and draining. Positivity can be more proactive. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying in the beginning about when you come from a place of positivity and seeing hope for the future, you're more inclined to work towards that future and focus on that. And that will keep you going in a lot of ways. Liza's Bargains and Bling. Good name. Hi, Laura from Northern Ireland. Hello. Love your video on how to survive the cold. Hilarious. Hate being cold. Suppose you don't have that problem now. Keep your chin up. It's still, yeah, it's not overly cold here anymore, but we still have the odd cold day. But once again, I've got my unicorn blanket wrapped around me. Layers. I made a decision years ago and I just refused to be cold. Like flat out refused. I didn't care what I had to do, what I had to look like when I stepped outside my door. I did not care. I was going to be warm and that was it. Um, Let me see. Do, do, do. Let me go through some on Instagram here. I'm so sorry. I had to ignore a lot of comments while I was talking. And now I'm just like going back through them. I see all your lovely comments. I see all your lovely hearts. Um, Let me see. Yes, we will. Everything will get better eventually. We need to see the positive. Absolutely. These hearts are honestly giving me life right now. Flink Link, big fan of a silver lining. Yeah, it's okay to know that there's a grey cloud above you. That's okay. You're not like I think positivity is seeing the grey cloud and grabbing an umbrella, rather than seeing a grey cloud and ducking for cover and thinking that you will never see the sunshine again. Um, Crafty565, I have a hard time coping with the extreme unknown. The day to day is okay, but thinking about 3 or 6 months seems so impossible to guess. This sounds like a good exercise for me. This is actually something that I thought about, it was either last night or this morning. I was in bed anyway. Um, and I realized, because I said to somebody recently that I am not expecting the schools to reopen until September at the absolute earliest. And that I think there is a possibility that everything will be cancelled for the remainder of 2020. I don't know how likely that is, but I certainly do think it is a possibility. And I am not thinking of that. I am not thinking, how am I going to get to the end of this year? How am I going to get through 9 months of this? I'm just thinking, wow, we got through today. Like, that was great. Tomorrow we'll do XYZ. This is what's on my list for tomorrow. I'm not focusing on the future, not focusing because look, I'm 35. I've made it through 35 years. I think I can make it through another one, even if it's tough. Look, the reality is that, you know, our ancestors, and not even that long ago, like a lot of our grandparents, went to war, depending on the country you live, maybe some of your family members, like immediate family members, went to war. Maybe you went to war. Now, what we're being asked to do is just sit at home and watch TV all day to save lives. I mean, when you think about it that way, when you focus on what you have and what you're doing and the positive impact that you're making on the world just by sitting on your arse, I, you have to focus on those things. Erin, transformative is a great word. I just went back to school after 10 years. Well done to you. The best advice someone gave me was that school is transformative. Had helped me when school is hard. Yeah, even I think like we transform most when times are hard. You're not going to transform and become a better person when life is easy and things are good. So, for some of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you do, but I was a divorce lawyer back in Ireland many moons ago. And a lot of the cases that I saw involved people who had got together during the boom times, when there was plenty of money out there, when they could afford their own home, they had a holiday home, they had 2 cars, they went on lovely vacations, when they could afford the good things in life. And then as soon as things got tough, a lot of relationships did not survive that because when you take away all of the material things and all of the things that allow you to have the kind of facade, I guess, of a good life, when it's just the two of you sitting in a room staring at each other or faced with difficult times and difficult decisions and tightening budgets, those are the times that really test you. So but like having an easy life is not going to, it's great, not knocking it. Good for you if you have one. Um, but yeah, like real change comes from hard times. It's not pleasant, but that's unfortunately the truth. Um, Monica's gone into full lockdown. Yeah, it's hi Veronica. Uh we from midnight last night, there is a stay-at-home order in place for Ohio. But honestly, like there are so many exceptions to it and so many loopholes. Like we can still go outside, which is great. We can still go for walks and stuff, but we can also attend weddings and funerals. And honestly, like what is the point? Sorry, little rant there. Um, but I feel if we're still allowed to like gather in social settings in like large groups of people, like really, what is the point? I know some areas have a curfew, which makes zero sense to me. Like, oh, it's fine to like go ahead and spread the virus during the day, but don't be spreading it after 8 p.m. So, um, Ballerina, these daily live streams are really helpful for so many of us. I'm so glad to hear that. Um, I know that, for some people staying at home is a struggle. Maybe you're home and you can't see your family or friends or whatever. So let us be your friends and your family. Um, so Alex makes a really good point, not to take others' opinions of us as a definition of who we are. 100%, 100%. You know who you are deep down in your core. That's all that matters. Um, these trying times show us what we're made of. They also show us what's really important. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it ain't toilet paper, folks. Bonnie, good morning, sunshine. Bad storms all night, so didn't sleep until this morning. Oh, I hope things have settled down now. Airy, we have a curfew and our bars, clubs, liquor stores are closed because people have started to get violently drunk at night. Wow. And again, that's a thing where like, that's a fear thing. Like they don't know what to do. Like they're just unprecedented times. Sandy, we're not allowed to gather in groups greater than 10 here in Omaha. They passed an ordinance that makes it a crime. But I guess my thinking on that is like if there are still 9 of you hanging around or 10 of you hanging around, and then each of you 10 goes off and hangs around with 10 other people, does that make sense? Um, I don't like. I think just stop seeing people. Just, is the quickest way to get rid of this. I watched an interview with somebody. I'm not sure who he was. I think somebody sent me the link, but it was a guy saying that if I, you know, I'm not or self-isolating and I have the virus, I will spread it to approximately 3 people, um, just by like out and about. And if those 3 people will then spread it to 3 other people, he said by the end of a week, 1 week, you as a person who have not been self-isolating will have been responsible for infecting 159,000 people. That's now I didn't do the maths on that till I confirm that, but I take his word for it. That's like I don't know about you, but I'm just not. I just won't risk it. I won't risk somebody else's life because I'm not willing to stay indoors for a while. Um, Hi Donna, how are you? So yeah, I'm going to hop off now in a few minutes. I'll just get to a few more comments and questions. Thank you for the hearts again. Honestly, they really do mean so much to me. All your comments and questions and like DMs that I've been getting, emails that I've been getting, they're really, um, they're really brightening my day. Honestly, Joanne, how are you keeping busy today? Today, particularly today, so work just keeps me busy. My day hasn't changed so much in that sense. I get up every morning and I do my work. The only difference now is that my husband and daughter are home, but they're occupied. My husband is doing his own work. My daughter is doing some school work and staring at a screen. Let's be honest. Um, that's kind of it. I have a call. Doing these live streams helps. I have a call in about 25 minutes that will last for 2 hours. It'll be a 2-hour call. After that, I will need to switch off for a while because my brain will be mush, complete mush. Donna, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. I hope it's amazing. I know you're saying that you're all alone today in the house, but you're not alone. We're all here. Everybody on Instagram, at least, hop into the chat and wish Donna DMDS64, wish her a happy birthday. Donna is such a wonderful, wonderful human who has been very supportive of me and is just struggling like we all are. Let me see. Oh, I see a lot of you have already wished her a happy birthday. Yay. Good for you. So Raving Witch heard that the Ohio governor is cancelling the rest of the school year. Wouldn't be surprised. Haven't heard that myself, but like expecting it. We just cancelled 2020. It's weird because when the year started, like I'm a big new year person. I know not everybody is, but I'm a huge like believer in the fresh start mentality and all of that good stuff. And I just love it. So sorry, I'm just trying to block someone on YouTube. Remove. Yeah, big believer in the fresh start mentality. And this year, particularly because it was a new decade, like I was really looking forward to it. I really thought like, this is it, 2020, brand new decade, going to be my decade, big plans. And then in December, my dad got sick and just everything fell to shit. Everything went on the back burner. Everything's just like I just couldn't focus on anything. So I kind of feel like I missed out on the new year and all that good stuff. But I won't say now that I feel like vindicated or anything, but the fact that it has not turned out to be like the most amazing time. Thank you, Ellie. Look at that little rainbow sticker. So cute. The fact that it has not turned out to be the most amazing time has it's given me some sort of peace, I guess. I know that sounds completely ridiculous and selfish and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I kind of feel like after all this is done, I will get a new chance at a fresh start. Stacy on YouTube says happy birthday to you, Donna, and I'm sure a million other people, but like the chat is like, I can't keep up with it. Sandy, you can start a new year anytime. Absolutely. It's just like my dad has been sick for so long. Everything has just felt hard. if anyone didn't see my Instagram stories, I know I mentioned it on my live stream yesterday that my uncle had been brought to hospital with suspected coronavirus. I did update on Insta stories, but if you didn't see it, he has tested negative for coronavirus. So that is a relief. He does have COPD though, which is a lung disease essentially. So that's obviously not good. Um, but if he had coronavirus on top of that, because coronavirus affects your breathing, that would have been very, very bad. So, um, anyway, I better go. I know I have missed so many of your comments, and the perfectionist in me, I guess, screaming. I hate that. But like I said, I have a call in about 20 minutes and I need to prep for that and get something to eat beforehand because it's a 2 hour call and, pee and do all those things. Set myself up for it. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you for all the hearts. Ellie, thank you for the little rainbow stickers. I'm raving rich. My 101-year-old grandma lived through the Great Depression. That's like really what we're being asked to do is nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's hard, but in the grand scheme of things, all the things that you could be asked to do in your life to save someone else's life, to make a big difference in the world. Um, yeah. I, oh, one final little note, a little update for you. We got notices this morning, and we have been called for our medicals, for our green cards. And I don't know what to do because I don't want to go and have a medical now because I'm self isolating. And the lawyer did say that they're not actually scheduling any interviews. So you go for your medical and then afterwards you go for your interview and you bring your medicals with you. But the lawyer did say that they're not actually scheduling any interviews right now. So I think I can put off the medicals for a while, but it's just nice to see progress being made. So thank you so much for being here. I've honestly missing out on all these comments and questions and stuff kills me a little bit. But I just can't. I can't keep up with all of them. So, but feel free to DM me. If you're on YouTube, I'll be leaving the replay up. Same on Instagram, actually, the replay will be there. So send me a message, send me a DM, leave me a comment on YouTube. And I will get back to you at some point. I'm hopping on a 2 hour call. I will be brain dead thereafter. So, but at some point, I will get back to you. Save lives, stay at home, says Malachite Moondance. That's all you're being asked to do. Sit on your arse. I mean, if somebody had told you that years ago that someday you would get to sit on the couch, just like binge on Netflix shows, and that would actually save lives, like literally save lives and like change the trajectory of the entire world, I think we all would have been. Yeah. So I will see you all. I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. There won't be a video. I was going to put up a video on YouTube on Thursday. I don't think I will now because I'm going to be live streaming all week. So yeah. But love to you all. I hope you're still doing well. And I hope that you do, even though times are a little bit crap, that you look for that silver lining. Focus on the things that you want to change, the positive things that will happen in the world as a result of this. Crap things too, obviously, but focus on the positives, focus on what you can do to get yourself there, and focus on all of the good lessons that you have learned and the good things that are in your life. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Bye Instagram.